Yeah.
It's all flowing.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, it is.
Welcome to Mindscreed, y'all. Today we have Lexia. Lexia's back.
Hey!
We had to have her back.
I've got a gun to their heads, guys.
We had no choice. Okay, what are we going to talk about?
Happiness.
Happiness.
Wow, I just got a lot of happy there, didn't I, guys?
What?
Happiness?
Happiness, okay.
We can move on after happiness.
Happiness?
It was just a little brief description of happiness.
Okay, let's go back to happiness.
Happiness.
Okay.
Walking back to happiness.
So what about happiness? What did you guys cover? So I don't make you guys repeat everything.
I think we said our definitions of happiness. So you should say your definition of happiness.
Okay, can I have a quick synopsis of your briefs of happiness?
I said it was freedom, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. Can't remember what I said.
Wow. Okay.
Subjective or something like that. And oh yeah, I remember. It was being in the present moment, and I said don't worry, be happy, but I took off the happy part and I just said don't worry, be. So you live in the present moment, and you be happy within that, but also know that there's more that you can achieve, and don't necessarily stress over the mountain of what it seems to become.
Okay.
Just live in the moment, watch it go.
Yeah.
What is happy?
So is it?
Oh, what is happy to me?
Take your time.
I think happy is like that space where you can like be with yourself.
A physical space.
Like a physical and like an atmosphere as well. So you know, like you have those like old friends that are like your proper friends, and you just don't have to like keep up a facade or anything. You're just like, you know, this is me in my true essence, or weird or silence or grumpy or moody. And you don't really have to worry about the tensions and the repercussions because you've figured each other out. And that's like, and then also just being by yourself as well. Like you're like, oh, I can just like take off everything that I have to do. Not like that or like that, you know. To just be like, yeah, I'm just like chilled in my comfort space, and I just don't have anything or anyone around me. Happy is by myself.
I want to be alone.
Yes. Happy is alone to me.
The solitude is bliss.
Yeah.
Solidarity is happiness to you.
Yeah.
But you're still yourself even when you're around people.
Yeah, the people, the right kind of people.
The right kind of people.
Yeah.
The ones you figured out, like you said.
Yeah, no, the ones that you have a commonality, like a connection with. Yeah.
Can be any connection, like.
No, I'm talking about like your true friend.
A true friend. Oh, okay. The dear ones.
Yeah. I don't know, so like me and my best friend, we can just sit in silence for hours and it's a comfortable silence. Or like me and my brother will be in the house all day, will not speak. but it's great.
Unless the house is on fire, then someone has to say something.
Yeah. But if anyone wants to like break that silence, it's not like forced. No one feels like they have to say
Forced out
anything.
afar. I just imagine it in my head, sorry. Just like break a brain broken over fall.
Yeah.
Carry on.
It just, happiness or like, So happiness is solitude or the right company to me.
Okay.
Do I say something now?
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah, I like that.
I'll see it. I'm still processing it.
Okay.
Yeah, I was as well a little.
Hey, you guys. Why don't you choose another topic, guys? You guys had a chance. Alright, guys. Do you feel like there's a pressure?
Go ahead.
Do you guys feel like there's a pressure to portray an essence of happy, especially on like social media and stuff?
Oh yeah. Yeah, because that's what everyone's doing. I don't know why. I mean, there's reasons why, but I guess people see like who has the most likes and stuff on Instagram, and it's like if you put like a photo of you on a holiday, somewhere exotic and stuff, you're not there every day, are you?
Mm.
But you will put that up. I mean, it's a special moment to share, I guess. But if you look at that as what is happiness, and you feel bad comparing yourself to that as well, I think that's the thing that it does. Like it forces you to compare your lives. And if someone's like, on a holiday and you're not, it's like, I'm not happy. They look so happy. I would be happy if I was where they are.
I don't personally think of it like that. I think, oh, that's nice. They've saved or whatever. Well, they can afford it, and they're on a good trip. Yeah.
So that's a good thing, though. Like I'm saying, some people actually think like that, and they sort of become attached to the Insta life.
That's depicted in front of that's it. Sad. No offense. But it's constructed reality. I think one of the things I remembered most from doing film studies is my teacher was like, even documentaries, like the editor, the documentator's gone in there with an idea of the narrative they want to tell, so they're just going to use the footage to tell the narrative they want, so everything's made up, even when it's supposed to be truth. Even the news comes in from like a certain agenda, so you can't expect to be happy. But what's always fascinated me is like people don't take pictures of people crying.
People that take pictures of people crying.
I know that sounds messed up, but it would actually be beautiful to like see more pictures of people crying and like go back to it.
Why? Why crying as well?
It's quite healing in a sense. And I feel like people don't want to share that because it makes them vulnerable and weak. And it's bullshit, really. I feel like we are pressured to be happy online and stuff, because if you're not, then you're not so-called normal, or you know how you have the iceberg, the top of the iceberg, and then all of the like all the crap at the bottom. You know what that is like? That is like society has to only show the top bit of the iceberg. It's just all fakeness, like with a mask kind of stuff. But then I don't think we as a whole are truly like that. It's what we've been kind of forced to be like, I guess. And that what's underneath that is like depression and other so-called taboo types of things. And that. So you know, like with my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
If I keep talking what I'm talking about this really deep, sorry, he pushes his table in, that's really annoying me. About this really deep, like philosophical kind of crap, yeah. It's not popular, the mass don't think about that kind of stuff or want to strive towards that, but if I did like all the challenges and all that kind of stuff and just hopped on the bandwagon of what everyone else is doing, then
like to go viral.
Yeah, then I'd just be like already really, really popular if that's what it was about. But that's what I'm kind of saying as well. And I think some people know that, they know how it works. That's why they've kind of sold their soul to that type of media's way of
doing things.
Collective popularism, if that's a word.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So is it like groupthink, a form of groupthink?
I'd say, but is it even thinking, or is it just been an installation, a group installation of a way of being? Because if they was thinking, would they be doing that? Would they be that type of being if they was actually thinking?
So you're talking about the people that are like hypnotized by society, but on the low end, like as in they say like there's nothing wrong with watching a TV series, but if that's all you're gonna do, and not like do anything to like improve yourself or something, is that what you mean? Like, so they get into this hypnosis of like down media and just lower consciousness type of life.
Not really, but in a way, yeah.
In a
It's
way.
a really a lot of people can take a lot of different things from what I've just said. It's
Yeah.
a really big, vastly open type of subject. There isn't necessarily like a one kind of thing to that, if that also makes sense.
It was a bit broad.
Yeah, it is a little
Yeah.
like.
What do you think, Lexia?
I think there are vastly popular thinking channels, because I follow them. But I think if people want to become like very popular in like the mainstream sense, there's definitely a formula, because you even have jobs where it's like digital marketing analyst or media influencer.
Right.
So there is a game and how to tap into it and how to play it, and so people have figured it out, and they're like, oh, I've got like 250,000 followers for myself, and then companies approach them and they're like, oh, how can you build on our
Monetize this,
revenue?
yeah.
Yeah, so it's a game. But I think happy sells. It's like, I was reading an article the other day and it says sex doesn't sell anymore because it's so it's not taboo anymore. It's so widely available. They've like rinsed it to death in commercials and TV programs and stuff. But happy, as much as people are pretending to be happy, they don't have happy, and they keep on trying to sell that to you in products. You see, I think even I was obsessed with it at one point. I was like, oh,
I'm sure we all were.
I'd see friends interacting a certain way in like a teen drama and stuff, and I'd be like, oh my god, me and my friends don't interact like that.
Yeah.
I want to interact like that with my friends. I want that level of fun. And you're just like, oh, it just made me happy. So you're like comparing your life to try and get the next hit of happiness, and you're like, will money make me happy, or shopping make me happy, boys, etc., etc., and you're just like, none of those things are going to make you happy unless you find your real essence of happy. And that's what I'm trying to get to, guys. Like, what's the real essence of happy? What does it like mean away from everything? And I think that's why solitude, because then nothing is encroaching on it.
Yeah.
But we are social creatures, that's the thing. So we do need to.
Do you feel like that's a myth we've been funneled?
You think it's a myth? How is that a myth?
I think you need people up to a certain point. Obviously, like when we all lived in like caves or whatever, during the evolution period, you need like stronger people, you need foragers, you need the parents looking after the infants. But after you're not an infant anymore and you've picked up those skills, like what do you really need anyone around for?
So you just bounce,
like travel, man.
explore,
On to the next cave.
So that's if your motivation to explore is stronger than your motivation to stay domesticated. Is that? I don't want to say domesticated, but it's.
Yeah, it's not like my problem isn't being domesticated, because my happiest place is being at home alone. I think there's a running theme here. But I mean, like, what is it? Sometimes social interactions can be very draining, and I have gotten to the point where I don't feel the need to keep up a facade of happiness. So like on my Twitter, like the other day I reposted this picture and it's like this dude in the bath and he's like having a glass of wine and he's like, after a long day of being with people and I can just be by myself. And the amount of retweets that generated, I'm like, whoa. So XYZ and all these amount of people feel exactly the same way about social interaction.
Most people are negative fucking assholes.
No, they're not negative. They're just saying like being with people 24/7, like in their
that.
grill. They're like, I need time to be alone.
Can't do that.
I think it's the separation between what psychologists call introverts and extroverts. And with extroverts, they get more energy being around people, interacting, going to parties, and just laughing, not even laughing, but just talking to people and being around a lot of people. And then with that gives them more energy. Like if you have them in like a one-to-one situation, they'll like start to sort of like come into a shell. Because they can't put out that facade. It's not even a facade, but it can be like a facade sometimes.
They can't be a third circle.
So I feel like you said, okay, it's very like re-energizing to be in solidarity, and that's what most introverts feel as well. So you say you're introverted then?
It feels the man or woman to him or herself more.
I wouldn't say. I think my natural state when I was a child, I think people think they get locked into their states, but I think everyone fluctuates. If you catch an introvert on a good day when they're recharged, so I'm an ambivert, so I can flow between the states.
It's a spectrum as well. It's a spectrum. They're not like nominal categories.
Yeah, but most people meet me when I'm in my extrovert mode. And they don't know when they think I'm being off or funny with them when I recess into my own self. So, and it's like, if you understand that that's what's going on, why are you pressuring me for social interaction? Because you have those time out moments too.
Sometimes they don't understand. Yeah, they don't understand.
No.
It's that knowing again, everyone's got about knowing.
Knowing
is not really knowing if you don't put that knowing into action.
So it's an awareness, isn't it?
They're like, oh, I understand and everything, but then the next text they'd be like, when are you gonna come around? Or like, you wanna go out to so and so and blah blah, and it's like, what? I just said like, I'm on time, and I said to like people before, I need to recharge. Like, my cup has been overflowed. I need to go back. Spend nice time with myself in silence, just like silence, Like I'll go for like an hour or two, or even more maybe, just in pure silence, not saying a word.
Is it meditating or?
I guess so, just thinking and stuff, but just spend time with myself, or doing art, or just like, and that is like, I don't know, it's the best thing in the world. I really get to like connect with that creative flow as well. And that's where all the ideas come from as well. And I can't serve anyone else or make them feel good within themselves if I don't have that within me first, because most people are trying to find that goodness outside of themselves, because they're not like some people who know that goodness is an inside job first. You know what I mean? So then they become, it's not cold, it's dependent. They become dependent on you as a source of their happiness, as well as other external things.
Yeah, I had someone say that to me once. They're like, oh, you can't be unhappy, you bring the happy. And I was like, rah, am I not a multifaceted dimensioned human being?
Yeah, you can't be two things at once. I don't know, like, so do you guys feel a need to like explain yourself? Because like, if you explain yourself to people like that.
I think I felt the need a lot more when I was younger, and if I wasn't walking around with like a smile on my face, you'd be like, oh my god, what's wrong with you? Kind of vibe. But now I just like significantly reduce my interaction, and if you feel like I'm being funny with you, then that's your own issue.
Yeah, it's just a reflection of how their mind works with themselves. It defines them themselves, not us. But I'm definitely the same. When I was a lot younger, I was less aware of these like energies and stuff, and refilling my own cup and stuff like that. And I guess we had to like exhaust like ourselves with so much energy going into school and stuff. But it was always like, what's wrong with you? You're so quiet, kind of shit. And I used to get pissed off. I used to be like, like I'm completely fine. I could be chilling, having a really nice conversation with myself in my head about a blue bird or something, or the sunshine, and then people would be like, what's up with you? Why are you sad? And I'm just like, what the fuck?
I'm not sad. Yeah. But did that affect your creativity?
No, I didn't allow it to affect my creativity. Oh, you went about chilling with them?
No, like that sort of energy that people are throwing at you.
Look, for like a few seconds or a few minutes, it really pissed me off, like an hour or so. But that was very young. But now I don't really chill with anyone.
Yeah.
You guys, thinking of my imagination.
You're not real, bro.
Holograms, guys.
Very small. I keep my circle very, very, very small.
Is it 24?
And that circle is like a really creative one. Just an inspiring, motivational kind of circle. I think it is. I can't see it. The camera's too far for me to see.
I took my glasses off, so you're all blessed.
It looks like 29. Or is it 24?
Oh, well, if it blacks out,
Is it
that's
21?
I
I think it's 21.
should I put my glasses on? We'll find out.
Yeah.
Thanks for the likes.
Technology.
Glare back. Wow.
Yeah, it's 2021.
21.
Will not help. Yeah, I still can't see what you guys are seeing. Wow.
21.
Privilege of good vision, guys. Okay. Should we move on now? I think it was briefly mentioned flow state.
Flow states? Was it mentioned? Flow states. Flawless.
I was just messing with you.
Alright, speaking of flawless.
What is flawless?
What is flawless?
Flawless?
Flow states.
What's that? What?
She's making up words. Stop making up words.
Sorry, I'm just messing with you, man.
Okay, so creativity and flow states.
I get into the flow state when I go back into the mind of my infant self.
Your infant self.
Yeah. Even the one like when it was 6 years old, when it was still like going into judgment and stuff like that. But without the judgment of the wonder, because that's where the wisdom's born. Like, I wanted to start doing more comedy sketches and stuff on my YouTube. So I was thinking of some I might need help with later longer.
Okay.
It was raining outside, and then I had this urge that something pulled me to look outside the window or something. You ever get that? No, just me.
To look outside the windows,
Okay.
like to look behind
No,
closed
just an urge to
curtains.
do something, like as if someone tells you to do it.
Yeah, but it's
Right.
normally really weird stuff, so.
Don't touch it.
Whoa, okay. Yeah,
Anywho.
okay, so mine was to look out the window,
Go on.
and it was raining, and I thought to myself, because I was in that focused state already, but I was having a break from that focused state in order to go into another focused state, if that makes sense. So I was doing a lot of art, a few hours in, and then I had to pull, instead of going on to the next thing, instead of look out the window and stuff, so I took a little tiny break, looked out the window, thought, yeah, it's really nice, it's raining, blah blah blah. And then there was a snail there. It's not funny, like if I try to explain it, because it's only going to be funny when I actually edit it together and stuff.
Sorry. Just, yeah, go on. I was with you.
Yeah,
with you.
I'll do the story now.
Okay, but then like I was just thinking in my head, so it'd be a camera facing on me, of me just like looking outside or something like that, leaning up against the thing, just looking outside, and then it's raining and that, and then like I think in my head, oh man, I bet the snails love this weather. And then I was wondering to myself, like, well, I wonder why the snails come out at this time, and like, does it make them really more slippery so they can run real fast? So that they're like in an F1 kind of thing. So when they go out on like the water, it's kind of like they're ice skating, so they can go a lot faster. And then I pictured another scene of me going to the snail, recording it, and kind of being the voice of that snail, being something like, oh yeah man, mom check me out, 60 miles an hour bro! And just like, and then cutting off and stuff like that, and it just made me giggle and laugh. So I thought, alright, I'll write that down. Then there's one like short scene comedy sketch, like a Vine, but Vine's dead now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Sure,
dying. It's dying. But I think it's still big on Instagram, isn't it?
No, Vine's gone. I think you're actually shut down. I think. Don't hold me to that. But no.
But it just
But I can picture that
plays.
as an animation as well.
It already plays as a movie, like going on, but you don't forget about yourself while you're in that wonder, and it builds itself. You tap into it.
I think when you experience something like that, you don't even actually think about, oh yeah, I should actually pay attention at this very moment.
No.
So you don't really.
You're not in here. You're just in that flow state. Then I wrote something down. I don't know if it's in your notebook about the flow state. Oh yeah, you can't even bring it down to earthly realms. Like I just tried to, don't look at that. Like that's my joke, yeah. Like I just tried to explain it to you. When you have those types of energy and motion and stuff like that, when you try to bring it down to these words and crap, it just doesn't know justice at all.
So trying to explain what love is, basically.
Yeah. What everything is.
But flow states are specific, aren't they? The one you just talked about, it sounds like a, like, you know, when you're in awe or something. Yeah, it sounds like that.
Yeah, it does feel a bit like that as well.
But flow states, you can actually, like, you can do certain things to put yourself in a flow state, can't you?
What do you do certain things like?
Yeah, like I feel like meditation puts me in a flow state. Like if I meditate, I'll draw all day. I'll flipping be more energized.
You can get really good ideas there as well.
And that like also, I think flow fuels your creativity as well. Because when I get in the flow state, I can be more creative with things. Like so it's not like, so it does happen spontaneously sometimes, but sometimes you can like put yourself in that state.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's the massive action as well.
Mm.
It's not only the visualization of waking up in the morning, visualizing yourself doing that, and having the emotions that come along with it, but it's then the best time is now to do it now, and then put the mass action behind it. And then it's not the motivation that of thinking that will create the motivation, but the actions within it itself, which will create more of that action, and then it enables you to go into that flow state more. If not, into very philosophical type of realms as well.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful space to be in.
It can still be a flow state.
And I'm sure, and I know you can do it collectively as well, but you need good minds who, like Lexia said before, you've known each other some time and
alright, so like
got
you're
that
on the same
vibe.
level.
Yeah.
And stuff. Yeah.
Then you can, then that's how big businesses have been made, like Apple and whatnot, and newer ones. They've kind of had that mutual agreement, and I can't speak 100% for it, but they worked off the basis of no one's like the boss, everyone's in control of this type of thing and whatnot, and they started up like a startup, like and no inquiries or like what are they called, like recommendations or ideas. Nothing was like called a crap idea. Everyone had their ideas and everything was shared. Nothing was discarded.
It was a democracy.
I guess. So. But I find it a lot easier going into that myself. So I think it's very hard to find them individuals where you can do it collectively. But it's really beautiful and nice when you can.
There's I don't think it's a flow state per se, but it can lead into one. So in performing arts, there's this amazing game to get everyone on the same frequency, and the facilitator will make you all keep walking and walking until you stop naturally at the same time. And like you can sense when someone's faking it. So like they'll make you do it. It's a game that you can end up playing for hours, and you just see like you actually feel the electricity like drop, but not like in a bad way. It's like whoosh, and it's like everyone's like zoned in, and it's like walking and walking, and you're trying to like tune into each other and feel it. And if you ever
how long did they have to do it?
I think the longest we've ever done it in a workshop is about half an hour, but the quickest is 10 minutes, and we always try and get you to do it the quickest because you want that level of commonality as quickly as possible, especially when you're working with an ensemble you don't know very well. You want to get on the same page as soon as possible. But on a personal level, in my writing, my flow states come to me at the most inconvenient times. It's always like when I want to go to bed, like literally I'll be getting ready to turn off, and that's when my muse comes to me, and I'm like, oh,
No sleep for you?
I've been trying to write all day. Now you want to turn off. Or like when I'm washing the dishes.
Sorry about that, the camera cut off.
Okay, so it's like, because the task is just physical and it's like automatic, my mind goes off wandering, and I think it's the water as well. Like I'm always very at peace around bodies of water, so like it's just like a connection to like a source, and then I'm like tapped into another source. But because I'm like in the water and I have to finish that task, I'm enjoying the idea of streaming in and then trying to keep them so I can write them later. and a lot of the times, some of them will just be great ideas that will just like exist in that moment, and I'll never.
You can't really grab them back into the
I can't
present.
like
That sucks.
keep them. And then
Sorry.
no, carry on.
To try, just what I try to do to remember them is say it out loud. Like, okay, Billy, you've got to remember this, and I keep repeating it if my hands are wet. But what I do, if I don't have my notebook and my phone on me, I just press the button to put the video on and record it. That's what I want to say.
I try, like, at night time, when I want to sleep, I'll just, like, mumble them into the voice note, because I'm like, oh, I can't be asked to go find them pen and paper. But then sometimes I don't go back to them, because that feeling is gone to write that piece of thing.
Do you think you could remember that if you, like, put yourself in the same feeling you were experiencing at that time?
I've always, like, people look at me when I say I've never written my best work. You see, it's like...
Like, understandable though.
Yeah, it's like, I haven't, like, gone out and, like, taken anyone else's writing or anything. They come from my brain and my hands, but they haven't. They've come from the source through me. And if I'm not in that time, at that present, and then, like, I've written, like, the stanza that I've written, and I come back to that piece, you can tell, or I can tell, the pieces that are, like, authentic, and the pieces where I've been trying to slop something in to make it longer.
It's a bit superstitious, but I kind of believe in that as well. And I feel like believing in that helps it prevail even more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think a lot of creative people say that a lot, especially when they get into these flow states. They think that it's like something, like nature takes over, in a way.
It's imitating creation, I guess. And then you tap into its unconditional force of love and understanding and openness and creation again. Yeah. But you know, like there's that creation part, and then there's the ego part. This is mine. This is my idea. You know, like Finding Nemo, and you got the seagulls that like mine. That's what it's like. So when someone does a piece, they're like, yeah, it's mine. Yeah, it's mine. And then everyone be like, yeah, it's mine. I'm gonna buy it. No, it's mine. And it's just like, what the fuck? When maybe it was never yours
to begin with.
Yeah. And if something is yours, then is it then yours eternally? So is this? And if so, it's because this body is temporary. Is this body even ours? You know what I mean? Yeah.
So like in the same way that so where the ideas come from then, that's like, it's not really a material realm. So it's in the separation between that and the material, which is, everything matter.
We're like the gateway.
That's the same way as well, yeah. Like within us, it's the same way as well. So we can we have access to that, but it's like being in a suit and having access to food, basically.
You lost me, I'm sorry. I was daydreaming.
Stop daydreaming. We should put it down. It might have been important.
I was staring at that one actually. It was like a nebula, and then I started.
That was Bane. No. I'm not That's right. Okay, yeah, so let's say I understand what you're saying. So we're like TV and antennas and tuning into...
We're Teletubbies?
Yeah, we're like... we have a screen that shows our life.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
It reminds me of this really good book. It's called Elsewhere. And when you die... Oh no, that's different. That's two books. There's this Japanese film. And, what's its name? I can't remember.
Spirited Away?
No.
I've seen it. It's a great movie. You guys should watch it.
The film's okay, but it's an anime. Sorry.
It's too artistic. It's very up there.
No, I love anime.
But...
Sorry. I'm one of those film people. I need to
yeah.
Move on.
It's your field. Go on.
Just move on. Moving on. Yeah. But you die, and you're in heaven, but you're not in heaven. It's just this place.
Limbo.
But it's not limbo. They're not being punished.
Oh, it's paradise then.
It's not paradise.
What
It's almost.
is it? What
It's
is
just
it?
a place after death.
Okay.
And you are tasked with recreating your life or your favourite memory from life with the people there with you, and then you will sit and watch the film.
So you're tasking recreating it, but do you remember what you're trying to recreate from the other life, or do you have no?
So do you have the full memory of it?
I'm not sure. Let me just look. I watched this film a long time ago.
What's
I can't
it
even
called?
remember its name. So speak amongst yourselves while I try and find it.
Alright, so she was speaking about making your own worlds. People are gonna be able to do that with virtual reality now. That was the thing I was trying to talk about before.
Yeah, man, that'd be sick, isn't it?
Like it's getting really tricky because you could like make anything. Imagine if we're like having a virtual reality session right now.
Aha! It's called Afterlife. And you're right, we are in limbo. My bad. Oh, okay. Leave the ego at the door to our guy.
It's awesome.
Good reply.
Yeah.
Sounds with you.
We're tight. Me and my ego.
Okay, and you have to pick one memory from your life to bring into eternity. Oh, it's even better. I thought I'm gonna have to watch that when I go home.
Right, so what was your point again?
So basically, I don't even remember. We were talking about
creativity?
creativity.
So
yes.
it's your higher self gives you the
Idea.
the ideas.
Mm-hmm.
So then you're not taking it from somewhere else. It's just still you.
Mm-hmm. I can't remember my point that linked to the film. So
Yeah, how did you make that connection?
I think it was the creativity of them having to reconstruct their life and then play it out when they're dead. Because he asked if our life is really our bodies are our bodies, and do we have a right to them or something like that, or are they even ours?
Yeah. So he's talking about us having like a soul or
What
a
is
form of
ours?
consciousness.
Yeah. So what's
What
ours?
counts
Is ours.
as ours?
And I was saying, and I think my point was, so even if the bodies aren't ours, the things we do in the bodies are ours, the memories are ours, and they get to choose one memory to take into eternity with them.
But our memories are ours as well, if they're not infinitely prevailing, and they only are if we give the power to them, if we create them in the story.
But how do you know that we
Like that
don't?
story.
So like people with dementia and Alzheimer's are like losing.
No, but they still have their memories. Their memories are just on a...
So the memories are still there, but they can't access them.
They can, but they go in and out of them.
Do they get to a state where it's completely gone?
Some
Yeah.
people, yes.
So is that like...
But they can't
enlightenment?
communicate to
No.
us, so we don't know if they can still get to them. Because some people even forget how to talk.
Are they living in a state of bliss then? Of just awareness? Like the Buddha or something?
It's hard. I don't know. Cause so you could say like they can't really. So they've forgotten how to articulate themselves. So if they can't move their mouth, they can't tell you. So
Yeah.
should they be able to write it? But they can't write because some of them are
Forgot how to
like that. So if you
Just because they can't communicate to us doesn't mean it's our place to say that they don't have access to those memories anymore. We just can't communicate with them.
that's hard to say. Cause say you're my grandma. Say I'm your grandson, and then I come to you when you're really, really old.
Can I be the granddad?
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, with your granddad, with Robert. Robert's granddad Robert and I come to visit you, and you look at us like you've never seen us before. So how do you communicate that you recognize us?
So personally, when I was younger, I did this thing called Kissing It Better, and we went to like hospitals and we talked to people, or we sat with them who had dementia,
Yeah.
And some people, you can get them back by singing a song they would recognise from their childhood, or a poem or something like that. There's always something that will bring the person back to themselves. And although you can't get back to the past, you can create new pathways. So like a thing you can help certain dementia patients do is like you make a melody, and it's like, my keys are always in the back, my keys are always in the back. So the melody creates a pattern in your mind, and then even though they have dementia, they'll be able, that pathway will be there to help them find their keys.
So if the keys are missing, they'll be able to remember. So they'll remember the melody, which links it to the memory of what it was talking about. Yeah,
to find the keys. Or like there was one lady, I loved her. She was so cool. We sang like this old nursery rhyme, and her son had come and she hadn't recognised him in months, and she recognised him that day. With the help of the song, it helped trigger her back into her memories. So that was like a beautiful thing to witness. So I don't think people ever, I think your memories are yours. I think they're one thing you get to keep. It's like if you rent a car, that car isn't yours.
I can forget a memory.
You can, but it's still in your head. It's like, did anyone ever watch that kids film? That it came out last year.
Power Rangers?
No, I think it's called Brain or something like that.
Brain.
No,
Pinky and the brain.
it's a Disney film. See, I'm forgetting right now, but I still have the memory of watching the film.
What was the film though? Who was in the film?
And they're cartoons.
Okay.
But at some point you'll forget the memory.
I won't, because I remember.
Remember what?
So this is something that's very helpful to me actually, because I struggle with remembering titles or names of things. I remember what happens.
What happened in it? Can you remember?
Yeah.
What? Okay, so it came out a year ago. It said
Yeah, I think it was
Brain.
called Mind or Brain.
Or Brain. What was it about?
Mindscreed.
Gmail.com. Behind the blackboard.
It was like this little girl, and she'd moved, and it was the 5 feelings.
Oh, that's Inside.
Yay!
I still haven't watched the movie though.
What was that?
So
it's really good, but there's this thing where you have like your memories are always there. They're just down in this like
in the subconscious.
Yeah, deep down. It's like the other day, my mum was talking to me, and she was like talking about the past, and she was like, I was talking about things I remembered from when I was like 4 years old, because I never talk about them. She was like, oh my god, you remember that? I'm like, yeah. It's there. Or like how you feel or something. There was this great actor's quote. They're like, someone might never remember what you say to them, but they'll always remember how you make them feel.
Yeah.
And I'm a strong believer in that. It's like
the feelings are a large connection to memories.
I think you get to keep your memories. It's like renting a car. You have to return the car, so our bodies are the cars. Got to return them. But whatever I did on that trip, they're my memories to keep.
So
what's forgetting then? What's forgetting versus repression?
What makes us forget? I think that's a good topic, guys. That we should explore.
Oh Lord. I forgot what we was talking about. It's a bad joke.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's memories. And no, this is all from you saying that we are not our bodies.
No.
And you're saying we are something. Okay.
My bad guy. What was she saying?
I think you guys have opposite views on whether we have a body.
Like he's saying that.
What are you doing?
He's not saying much. He just keeps dropping shit. But I think he was trying to say that what is really ours in this life. So like are.
Yeah, that's
Alright.
an answer.
And memories
Like,
are
what counts as
yours.
ours?
And I'm saying I think memories definitely count as ours.
Mm.
So even if your body is temporary, which it is, the memories you create are yours.
So then what does it mean to own something then? Because we can...
But even like when we die, yeah, we lose the bodies, but the memories, you're saying the memories stick with us even though we've lost the body and brain?
I don't think you... Now this is getting into a whole nother territory.
And that's what I'm saying.
Wait, because like if you believe in reincarnation and stuff.
Yeah, that's what it leads to. I'm really good.
Yeah. Then...
I thought that's what you were saying about changing cars.
No, I'm saying like...
I love how you're interpreting things, aren't you?
So like... So like when you die, I think you do... Actually, I do think you... Even with reincarnation, I think you get to keep your memories, but they're suppressed.
I don't remember shit.
But that's what I'm saying,
Okay.
it's suppressed.
I watched this video.
Why are they suppressed?
Because there are some people who can do, what do you call it?
Hypnosis?
No, that life thing.
But can they, or they're taking your money?
You were a princess in your princess life. Those people
Now give me 30 bucks. 30 ducks.
are... 2 chickens and a goat. Okay, listen. Wow.
Oh shit. You overpaid me.
What was I thinking? Oh, I lost my train of thought.
Sorry, man. You said there's a story or a movie.
That's
or something.
Right. So I think I think it was on Joe Rogan or something. He said he watched a video, or he knew someone who saw 2 kids talking to each other, like 2 3-year-olds talking to each other, saying like, "Can you remind me about my previous life? I'm beginning to forget."
Yo.
Like, what were they talking about? Like, is that just like mambo jumbo or?
Yeah, because there's been lots of cases where people know their exact lives, they go back, and...
How can we prove that though?
But you have to prove everything.
The only thing Mythbusters have done,
You can't. What can you prove in this life as well? I don't think you can prove anything.
I think we get too hung up on proof, and sometimes you just
That's why
have
I
to
don't really like science too much.
Sometimes you just have
And
to have faith.
psychology, even though I do really like that. I do
You like psychology?
I do like psychology. I do like it. I do like science and that, but I don't like the religious kind of following of it. Because it's always changing and it's always different. And for some people, because they don't know how to, I'm not saying I do know how to, but they kind of structure their whole belief on the attachment and collective beliefs of what psychosis should be. I'm just saying psychosis as a random subject, and like other things like that.
But psychosis is sort of like, it's a mental health disorder, and
Yeah, but there are lots of different forms, aren't there?
yeah, there's like it's on a
Hundreds.
spectrum, and people can be on whatever place they are. But that's so you're talking about beliefs in science, and science is not about beliefs, is it? So they're the ones that push the proof thing, like provide evidence, make a theory, ask the questions, provide evidence, and that becomes a fact.
But how does that become a fact? How does anything become a fact with only a group collective belief to it? And what's the difference? I want to know this one though. What's the difference between a conspiracy theory and a theory? Please, guys, like, what's the difference?
Because I think a theory is... you mean scientific theory?
What's the difference between a theory and a scientific theory?
No, you mean a conspiracy theory and a scientific theory. A
No, just
conspiracy
a
theory
theory.
has like paranoia attached to it. So it's like, oh, it could be. But...
No, there's a lot of the modern conspiracy theorists. They have evidence to back up, and they have interviews, and they're like,
What do you mean modern?
here's your proof, but it's being quashed, and they're like, oh, crazy. And they just bury it.
And it turns out to be real. So would that be a conspiracy?
Well, we all know about the big conspiracies of our generation, guys, without saying any names.
Mm-hmm.
There's enough proof out there from each party to prove.
That the Illuminati is real?
I wasn't talking about I wasn't talking about the Illuminati, but other conspiracies. And it's like people will have evidence and it's still disregarded. Each party can bring up science to be like, this proves my theory, this doesn't prove my theory, kind of. So it's like, the science is backing up everybody's side of the story.
Right, because the science has already set a standard as to what counts as
The
enough
truth.
evidence.
So if you've
to be
got
true.
science here, you've got science here, and it's like yes, yes.
I should draw a big line, 2 circles on the side, like 2 bobs, sort of hanging down. Right. So explain what you explained.
So I'm like that.
You know, you could draw on a blackboard, you know, 'cause it might be a bit too small on that.
Okay, it's not that deep, guys.
Oh.
But yeah, it doesn't matter if you can see it. It's not that deep. But there's a little circle here. There's a little circle here. There's a line. Then there's like another line above them each. And it's like opposing line down the middle. And it's like science is that circle. Science is this circle. But science is saying yes on that side. Science is saying yes on that side. And if science is what we use to prove the truth and definitive truth, how is it backing up both sides of the stories, but one narrative is being ridiculed as a conspiracy theory?
Yeah, you almost lost me.
Yeah, so I was thinking like what is the truth? Like what is truth? Because we're not even going back. So let's say religion and science, like the debates they have, they're ridiculous because they both look for different truths, don't they? With religion, it's more of a meta truth.
One of the big ones is God. Now, science is saying we cannot disprove God, and we cannot
prove
God.
Yeah. So they're taking an agnostic point of view then.
But then they even have things called God particles.
Oh yeah. That's them just bragging about the shit.
And then we live in a society that is supposedly secular, but we swear on the Bible or the Quran, depending on the country and the majority faith, or whatever other religions the country is, for the truth and nothing but the truth. And it's like, I'm a criminal and I don't believe in your God. What's going to stop me swearing on your holy book?
Right.
It's still lying.
It's part of the cultural play, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's like, what is the truth? You can't handle the truth.
We are.
We're the truth seekers. We must seek out the truth.
And even when you do get to the truth,
Yeah.
how do you know it's the truth? How many films have we watched when they're like, don't trust him, you can't trust him, he's not telling you the truth. But you just got off with that stranger. How did you not trust that stranger? They're not going to kill you in the forest, you know?
I didn't see that movie.
But yeah,
Yeah.
oh gosh.
I don't know, I keep thinking there's different types of truth.
There is.
So,
I think I had this debate with a friend who is majorly religious, and they were trying to make me come to their way of thought, and I'm like,
the way of life.
I'm not saying that there is not truth in that book, but that's not the entire truth. I think truth is generated, every culture and every source has its own, and it's up to you as the individual to go out there, read every source you can or interact with everybody you can, and come away with what feels intrinsically right.
Yeah. So it's how you're gonna interpret every truth that's
Told to you.
told to you.
I'm not saying be like airless and fickle and be like, yes, today I will be this religion and tomorrow I'll be that. But it's coming to it with a sense of openness and respect and seeing what in there feels right and then going around. But once you do cross-reference them all, they kind of all have the same
Same truth, yeah.
It's like, don't kill anybody, love people, work towards a higher state of consciousness or being.
Yeah. So there's truths in every culture, and if you're brought up in a culture where you're surrounded by the same type of truth, you end up, believing that truth and nothing else. And that's how people get like fundamentally religious, because they're not open to ideas around them. And if you are exposed to like a variety of truths, and that it allows you to like Because you're gonna find your own truth by looking at those truths that were offered to you, right?
Mm-hmm. Then you could spend a lifetime searching for the
Is
truth.
that always unique though, or is there other people who found the same truth that you found? And you feel like you're on the right track?
I think when you do, I think that's where certain religions get people with, or science. It's because some people stop searching and they're like, yes, this is the definitive truth and nothing but the truth. And they don't feel like they need to search for anything else. There are some people, for the rest of their lives, they're going to be like, there's got to be more out there. It's up to the individual. I don't think it's anyone's place to pressure somebody into saying,
This is true, this
Yeah.
is not. What's the truth, Billy? What is the higher truth?
Oh shit, I was just thinking what my so-called truth is, but then when you said what's the truth, Billy, completely disappointed.
I'm sorry.
It's a subjective one, I guess, but when anyone says I know what the truth is, and as I'm explaining what the truth is now, it's not the truth anymore. That's the truth. You get it? Of course you don't get it, because you're not me.
Yeah.
We all experience that, not the truth of the truth subjectively, and that rhymed as well. And maybe if there is no truth, then maybe we are the truth, we create what the truth is. And going deeper into the psychology of it, maybe as an individual and collective, we wish to do this to create a identity and a more of a grounding sense of us to try and make a sense of what the hell is going on right now. How am I inside this body? What am I? What are these sounds going out of my voices and my mouth and all that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
and all that kind of, you know.
Right.
But I don't know. So I think as soon as I don't know, there you go. There's the truth. I don't know what the truth is, but I don't believe any man who says he does know what the truth is does know what the truth is. My truth is I know nothing, like Socrates.
Yeah. But that's Socrates' truth as well.
Exactly. So I'm going to go back to the first statement I made when I first started speaking, and leave it at that.
Which was?
Man, I can't remember. I said something about like when I start trying to explain what the truth is, it's not the truth,
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah, I had this same conversation with someone in Nottingham, and she was like, it's hard to explain an experience to someone else because
cool.
you're the one who experienced that experience, and it's hard to sort of put that into ways so someone else can understand.
I think one of the ways I described that to my mom was if someone wronged you, they don't necessarily remember the wrong they've done to you, but because you're the one who's experienced the wrong, you feel it much more and you will harbour it closer.
So you'll feel the guilt starting to boil
No,
up.
you'll feel the pain because they're the ones who've done the damage to you.
Okay.
So someone could like step on your toe. They've stepped on your toe, but it's nothing to them, and they've just carried on. But you're the one who's been hurt.
Yeah.
So you remember that hurt, and it's your pain. But to them, they would have been like, "Oh, I didn't do anything to anyone. They just carried on in their day."
Yeah. So but I'm talking about like. So they don't, but pain is pain as well, like a different experience. So if you experience pain, is it in a different way that I'm gonna experience pain?
Yeah.
Like physical pain, not emotional pain.
Yeah.
So if I slap you right here and you slap me there as well.
Oh! Holy shit! Jeez, she's strong. Well, I never. I'm getting into a scrap with her.
Ouch. That's that.
I like how you was going into the pain in the toes, then that can bring us into the importance of trauma and crisis. Yeah.
It's all flowing.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, it is. I don't know. I'm going to probably like use one of these sounds Lexia makes as like the entrance into the podcast. Or like a mixture, like a collage of them or something.
Yeah.
Montage, is that
A montage.
I don't know.
A montage of it.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, so Lexia was talking about the toe. And then
You said we should move on to trauma and crisis as a connection to the pain and stuff.
Yeah, I definitely think if someone hurts you, they don't remember it as much as the person who's been hurt.
So does the trauma and crisis help the individual find more about the truth as well of themselves? Like the circumstances is not what makes the man but reveals himself to himself. Right.
I definitely think there's a place for pain. I think too many people try and avoid it in life.
Hedonists.
But I think pain helps you grow. And I've discovered that all throughout my 22 years.
22.
Not really. But yeah, without going into too much detail, I think pain is always, I think to myself, I'll experience the pain,
Right.
the sadness, whether it be physical or emotional, and I'll think, okay, I'm feeling this now, but what can I learn from it afterwards?
Would that depend on the amount of pain you're experiencing? Like if it's a large amount of pain that causes like a trauma.
Yeah, I've had to see a counsellor. Yeah, so I'm not talking about like, oh yeah, I don't know, like I think all pain is like relative, but I'm not talking about like someone's stepping on my toe.
One time, like when I was a lot younger, I had my mum bought me this water gun, pistol water gun thing, yeah, and I went round to a friend's house and then they broke it.
Whoa.
And that was painful.
It was traumatic. It was the worst day of my life. And that was my crisis.
How did you...
I cried.
Always saying. So how do you heal from that then?
I never did.
You're still traumatized?
Yeah.
Do you think if...
I'm not joking. Just chatting shit. Sorry. What was you saying?
You see, that's really hard for me because I'm like, that could have been someone's truth of their actual pain because everybody processes differently. So I was like, yo man, I'm here with you. That's sad. My empathy was kicking into gear. Oh, fuck you, man.
What's on your eyes?
Oh my gosh.
I just want to land on that as well.
I don't know.
I mean, again, this is what I mean. Like, it's I don't want to say it's subjective, but it's like, okay, so say compare that to say being attacked.
I think there's space for things to become competitive in regards to pain, and I don't think it's fair
To say I suffered more than you suffered.
Yeah, but obviously, obviously there are people who've been going through war and stuff, and you do rank pain and trauma in different levels. So obviously, if it was like a refugee survivor next to me and you were on about your pistol, I'd be like, oh, that's really insensitive. What the fuck? But
you know, what pistol was it? Was it a Nerf gun? No.
I love that.
I'm saying it sounds just a Nerf gun.
Shit, sorry.
We're going crazy.
But if he'd been like, oh, that was the last toy my mum ever gave to me before she died, then it would have been like, boom. You see, it's like it's the levels, man. It's the
layers
level.
to it.
Yeah, the layers.
No, it's just a joke.
I know that was a joke, but I'm like just going off the analogy of it.
What was our point anyway? So how do you heal from that?
So how do you
heal
from pain?
Yeah.
How would you not only heal from that, but when you go into adulthood, help your kid heal from that as well? Because I'm sure how you said your empathy was kicking in, maybe the empathy with a child, would be a lot more powerful. Maybe, I don't know.
So I have a nephew, and he's like 5. He's going to turn 6. And like obviously he still cries a lot, and pain to him is 10 times more than it is to me. So if like I fall and scrape my knee, I'm not going to burst into tears, but he is going to. And it's just taking into relative consciousness that he's 6 years old. When you're born, pain isn't a part of life.
Yeah, because you're just experiencing it.
You're just experiencing it. So I'm thinking, oh, this is something major to him, and like the slight injustices of childhood. It's like bringing myself back to being a child and remembering how it feels when someone tells me I can't do something without a reason behind it. So if I'm like, not punishing him, but if he's being told off, or he's done something that people deem wrong,
Right.
then I'll be like, okay, do you know why you're being punished? Do you know why you're being put into timeout? And then making him have the language and the space to so he doesn't go through life feeling negative, because
So
it's not more injustice heaped onto life. You don't experience life thinking it's unfair, basically, and that there's a bunch of dictators, and that you just
that's what it is, though,
screwed
isn't
over.
it? As a kid, like everyone's pretty much, the thing you look at, you look above them, like they're the ones that are leading you through. Like, cause what do you know as a kid, really? Like,
I think children know a lot, and I think people are very dismissive of them.
yeah.
I think you pick up on a lot. And I remember being a child, and I was a very silent child, so I'm always hearing people talking. Obviously, you're not a moron, and your cognitive ability is kicking in. You're processing all of
I
that.
think they underestimate the child quite a bit, hell of a lot, about how much they're picking up on and listening and understanding.
So it's about being a good parent then.
I think
So how?
You've got to be good to yourself
Yeah.
first, like back to the happiness. You've got to have that inner happiness first in order to actually be a good parent. So called good parent anyway.
I think it's treating them as a person, and because they are people, but people forget they're people. They're like, I'm in charge of you. I know what's. It's like the Matilda
It's
scene.
authority, some type of thing, isn't it?
It's that Matilda scene where he's stupid compared to Matilda, the father.
Yeah,
she's
she's
10 times
yeah.
smarter than him, but he's like, you're wrong, I'm right, I'm the adult, blah, blah, blah. And it's remembering that, you can be 100 and don't know anything, and you can be 5 and know 10 times more.
Yeah.
So true.
Wisdom doesn't have an age.
It doesn't. That's why we're surprised when we see adults who don't act like adults.
And it's like if we met our 16, 15-year-old selves, we'd think we're adults.
Yeah.
And we'd think we should know a lot more than we know. But do we feel like adults, guys? Do we feel like adults?
I'm an adult. I have my own car, my own place. I have 4 jobs and no kids, so no, I'm not an adult.
I don't know.
I think when you become a parent, you become very, because having something to be responsible for, I think that's what an adult is. If you have responsibilities that are not,
So you don't think you have a lot of responsibilities?
I have some responsibilities, just not enough to complain about.
It's not complaining, but I think that's a good question as well. What makes you an adult? Because a lot of our generation are like, I'm not adulting today. I don't feel like an adult, so that's why I'm getting out.
I don't feel like an adult. I still feel like a 18-year-old going to uni.
But don't you think there are 18-year-olds who feel like they're adults?
I think, yeah.
Because
Like
they
people
have
do mature.
responsibilities.
So it's about maturity then.
Well, who knows what
People,
it's about?
they say people mature at different ages. Like girls mature faster than boys.
Hey.
Clearly, you are a glitch in the matrix.
Oh! Ow! I feel the burn!
Oh,
That is
exactly.
traumatizingly painful.
You are. No, I don't know.
I'm like feeling your pain.
Yeah. We'll heal that pain today.
You might never see me again, guys. There's only so much harassment a person could take.
She'll be back next episode. So, what makes an adult then? Do you feel like an adult?
I feel like my body looks like an adult's. I feel like my mind could be what they say an adult's mind is like.
What's an adult meant to be though? It's no booklet.
But that's what science tells me I'm supposed to look a certain way after adolescence.
So that's an adult.
Like when we grow in full form.
Yeah, biologically,
Yeah.
But personality-wise and socially as well.
such a big field. I don't know if we've got time for that.
Yeah. I think that should be another thing for you guys to tackle. What does it mean to be an adult? Deep.
So go into the emails then.
The what?
The emails. If
The email we got.
Yeah. If you've got any like questions and that, just like email us at mindscreed.com, Gmail. Mindscreed.
Or tweet us. Or
Was it
Insta.
Gmail? At Gmail?
Yeah.
Oh,
Don't worry, Tom will get it.
I'm
It's alright, it's what it's for.
I forgot my spelling card today.
God. Don't worry, we'll put a link in the description. So if you got any like subjects you want to recommend or any like things going on personally in your life that you'd like us to discuss about, don't worry, it's anonymous. And it's not anonymous if you don't want us to be anonymous.
Anonymous.
Num.
What's the synonym?
So we'll dive in.
We're done then. Okay. Thank you, Lexia, for coming.
No wait, I'm going to read the email.
You want me to read it? Lexia, do you want to read it?
Okay, bring it over. You put my glasses on.
Okay, any people like watching on Busker as well, if you have like any, we'd like to know your interpretation of it as well, and like what you think that can help with it and whatnot. Okay, no names or nothing. This is a.
Okay, because I'm blind, I'm gonna have to put it up big because my eyes. Is it that one?
The one.
That one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Computer, please cooperate.
I'm gonna use the toilet. You can keep going.
No, we're gonna stop. Joking. Okay.
We're just waiting for it to get back.
Okay. We shall sit in silence and stare at you.
Sorry. That would have been perfect. If we could have just like kept a straight face while it was piddling in the background, that would have been freaking brilliant.
Oh my god. I'll teach you guys a drama game after we finish.
Sweet. If he pees next time, we're gonna do this.
Mm.
Can we just look at him? Like.
When he comes in.
Okay.
I've got a song ready for him too.
Get yours back.
Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so it's not a question per se, but more of like a long thing. So do you guys want me to read it all?
Yeah, because we want like other people to share their opinions
on this subject.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, the girl that accused my son of forcibly touching her is 15. She, for some reason, lied. My son had several witnesses, she had none. Her story changed several times over the 8 months. Her 7-year-old brother was the only witness, and he said he saw nothing. Everyone that has heard the complete story can't figure out how this happened, that he was found guilty. Since he's a juvenile, it isn't acknowledged that anyone can look up. At 21, it will disappear, thank God. But he has some strict restrictions on probation for a while. I'm 99% sure the boy hasn't even had sex, and he was in court found as a sex offender. So the girl knows the truth, and I worry about that. She can't feel good about herself, or I wouldn't think she would. But she seemed pretty unaware of the repercussions she caused my son. The mother is an acquaintance, but I've always kept my distance because she causes a lot of drama. Now, she won't even make eye contact with me, so now I'm stuck with wanting to resolve the conflict. The mom thinks she's defending her daughter. She doesn't think she's lying. So as far as forgiving this and moving on, the mom would be more offended if I tried to give forgiveness because it would be calling her daughter a liar. I just feel strongly that we need to heal from this. Today we send our kids to school without dealing with this, almost like sending them into the lion's den. I tried to equip my son with ways to deal with what may come. She may go to school and tell everyone, but personal beliefs. I think we need to show them God's grace. I think there's grace every day, and so glad I do. I need to show them forgiveness and love them in this situation. Maybe I should just show love. Okay.
Anyone want to start first? Or
So she wants us to talk about how they can go about forgiving each other.
I think forgiveness. You're saying that the mother, it's her child at the end of the day, and she's obviously going to want to protect her child like you want to protect yours. And in regards to forgiveness, I think it's something that's for yourself, not necessarily for somebody else. So I think you can more than forgive somebody and move on without having to ever speak to that person again in your entire life. Anyone else have a take on that?
yeah, about the jury finding him guilty. I don't know how that happened as well. If he had like witnesses and all of that kind of stuff, because he had like witnesses, and he had like her younger brother or something. Also say it. Oh, it was her younger brother or something who said it was true, or
Her younger brother said she hadn't.
and how old is this girl as well? If she's
15.
She's 15.
So maybe it's a mountain out of a molehill as well. Like, say she could have said something, and from what we got, if the mum is a negative drama sort of person, then maybe she kind of.
So when she told her mum made it bigger deal.
Yeah,
than
and maybe
it
it
was.
could have been a white lie or something, or maybe there was a boyfriend and girlfriend, like teenagers talk, and they had a row and argument, and it's just blown so much out of proportion, but the girl didn't want to say, wait, mum, I lied, because she was too fearful of the consequences because of how big it's already got.
Yes.
Right.
But we still don't know like the full story.
Yeah. Because we want to know one side of it as well. We can't really take into account the other people's opinions or side of the story. But she said in terms of for the sake of healing, and
For her.
because she said for the sake of healing, should she offer forgiveness to the girl, but in doing that, it might make it seem like she's calling the little girl, a liar.
That's what she reckoned the mum would interpret that as.
Yeah.
But is she also giving the forgiveness of herself, or is she trying to enable her son to also give forgiveness?
I don't know. She's probably. But that's the thing, she's saying she's gonna offer forgiveness because she was wronged. Does that mean she's gonna tell her son to also go apologize?
All you can do is give unconditional love, I guess, but
Yeah.
once again, you have to have that within yourself first. And you can take man to the fountain for a son in question, but you can't force the son to drink the water because he's still at a very young age in order to forgive something like that. And I don't feel like she will be going to school and blabbing it all out, because that may be going against like law, right? Like,
Yeah, but how old is she?
15.
I don't know if her mum is smart. I know she's so-called negative and everything, but if her mum is smart, she'd tell her daughter to keep kind of quiet about it. Don't go around telling everyone, because then it can go back to court, I guess. Because he's already had his so-called punishment and type of thing happen to him.
You said that you sent them all back to school, so they're obviously in the same environment together. Maybe your son would see it as a punishment, being transferred to another school, but if he wouldn't, have that discussion with him and say, do you feel comfortable staying at your current school with your accuser, or do you want to go to somewhere different? Maybe that could be helpful to him. I think you're focusing on them too much, maybe. I think focus on you and your child and what's best for you guys. I think my mother's always said to me, hatred is like drinking poison and expecting your enemy to die. And I think forgiveness is drinking an elixir and healing yourself, and it makes you better and it makes everybody else around you better as well. You don't necessarily have to give it to them to heal the situation. You start the healing process at home.
You are the healing, basically. Like, she is the healing, in a sense. Or if not, she can have a great influence on.
Yeah. So in healing herself, they can resolve that situation. Or
yeah, because I think obviously, if we're saying that this is an accusation that's wrongful, I think her son would be walking around with a lot of resentment inside of him and anger, and helping him cope with that would probably be more important at the moment in time than trying to give forgiveness that's not wanted to the outside party.
Yeah, and is it a passive aggressive sort of backhanded forgiveness, kind of trying to say to you, I forgive you, but I'm saying this because I know you're wrong, you know what I mean? Not real forgiveness.
But yeah, I think
there's two ways you can go about that type.
So whether it's sincere or not.
But like Lexia said, about bringing it in home first, and with your kid, rather than trying to, because you don't have to see someone or make effort to gain that person's attention and energy to forgive them. I can forgive someone like that, bam, done. I don't have to have to start looking them in the eyes and stuff like that and talking to them and all that crap. It's just done within that now, in that second. And time is the master. Time will just help on with that healing as it comes by.
Yeah, it is difficult to forgive, especially if you think someone hurt one of your kids or something.
It's hard to think, but you have to thank them really, because these are the individuals who are going to help you in the future learn about how certain individuals can be, and it's not necessarily. I don't know what I was going to say. They didn't do this to us. I know how bad that sounds, because everyone's in the victim sort of consciousness of yes, that person did do that to me, but it was really us who did that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's the thing about this, it's not clear who the victim is.
Of course, we can't say it 100% because we've only heard one side of the story. There's always one side, the other side, and then the truth. Right in the middle somewhere.
Is the truth, yeah.
So, obviously we can't go down to the true core of it because we're not hearing both parties.
I think you yourself forgive. I think all you can do is talk to your son, and you don't have to show the other family anything. It's not your burden to bear. It's not a trial that you have to take on, if that makes sense. If you don't want to. If you genuinely forgive them in your heart, you don't have to make any display of it. There are people who've wronged me very deeply in my life, and we briefly touched on it in the trauma part, and with enough counselling and art, I have given them my forgiveness, but I would never go out of my way to be like, yeah, I need to talk to you today, I need to show you that I forgive you, we need to be in the same vicinity together at the same time. Forgiveness is just something that's intrinsic for you, yourself, on the inside, so you don't make bitterness eat you up and consume your thoughts and keep you on a low frequency throughout your day.
Is it trying to justify it in a way then, isn't it? Is it not already justified once you've done it within that second? are forgiving.
Yeah.
It's kind of like feeding into the energy vampires there.
So it's too much to actually do it in front of them.
Yeah.
It's like you don't need to, as long as you find forgiveness within yourself.
It's like you in your message you referenced God's grace and stuff, so I might be presuming your religion, but it's like when Jesus confronts the Pharisees and they're praying on display in the temples, it's like you don't, like, you can pray at home for yourself and have that relationship with God, like no one needs to know. So forgiveness is like that. You forgive them, you move on, you know what's really going on in your heart and your mind frame, you feel better and you can go on throughout your day, and you take that, it's your peace.
Alright, then on that note, sorry we have to go now and finish it up because we got low battery as well. I'm like, it's a drag.
Yeah.
So thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe below. We're gonna have all her links in the description. Right here. It's gonna appear right there.
And whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. I don't think we answered her full question, though. She also wanted to know how to teach forgiveness.
You can reply later, my man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys can reply.
Like and subscribe.
Alright.
So.
I wish we had like a little button.